Dude, is it just me or is my bun like extra tall today? I am rocking a extremely tall mom bun. Okay. Are you ready to put on your creative pants today? Because we are talking about my top favorite apps or software to use to create standout stories. I mean, no need to be boring with it. You know what I'm saying? What's up, fam? Sherri Brown here, social media strategist and business coach who loves nothing more than to help people just like you get started building your business and your brand faster using social media and online marketing strategies. So if you're new here and you're kind of vibing with this, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. And if you're pumped to know exactly what these little apps are that I'm talking about that's going to help you create some standout stories, then give this video a thumbs up and let's get started. App number one, which is probably the most used app or website, is Canva. Canva definitely is coming in at number one. Now, there's two ways to actually use Canva. My personal preference is by hopping on the desktop, actually creating your stories from there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna shift gears and I'm gonna show you what this looks like. So once you're in Canva, you create that login. This is gonna be what you're gonna see on the home page, and you can see right here, you can create different designs. So it may look a little bit different depending on when you're actually watching this, but all you're gonna do is click on Facebook Stories. Once you're over here, what's gonna happen is over on the left-hand side, it's gonna populate several different templates that you can actually use, which I love. Now, some of these templates, if you hover over them, it's just that one template. However, some of them, and let me scroll down, and you can just kind of browse. Obviously, this could end up being a super big time suck if you find it tough to make decisions. But take, for instance, some of them have multiple templates. So you can see this is one of 8. So if I click on this, it will show you all the different templates that you can use, and you can look at it full screen. And from here, all you have to do, like let's say I wanted to use this one right here, you can upload your own images. So if I click on uploads over here, I could just take and drag and drop my own images in here. If I wanted to use, let's say, a different photo, I just go up here, click on photos, and I can search. So let's say I want to search for video. I can click video and it comes up a lot of different options if you want to use like stock photography. Some of them are free, some of them may be $1. I usually just go with the free ones, and again, drag and drop. Right here, this is where you can change the font, you can change the size of it, the color of the font if I wanted it to be a different color, and there you have it, lots of different templates to choose from. And of course, once you're done, you can just, usually it just automatically saves, and I will go into my phone on the Canva app itself and download it to my phone. Now, if you notice how some have different templates that have multiple options, this is actually super cool and allows you to create kind of like a little flow when it comes to your stories. Now, I gotta give a little, a comment shout out to my buddy Baratus. I think that's how you pronounce it, not really sure. But they ask, how do you make your story longer? Because when I post a photo to my story, it'll disappear after 5 seconds. This right here is how you can do it. Now, on last week's video where I shared and talked about the 10 different ways that you can use Facebook or Instagram stories to promote your business, one of those tips was talking about how, don't forget when you're creating content to repurpose, not to repurpose, but to go out there and actually promote your content, drive traffic to it. And using what I just taught you, like these different templates, is one of 4 ways I talked about how you can actually go out there and promote it. And I am one that practices what I preach. So here is an example of how I used Canva and these different templates to create a little series and a flow promoting last week's video. Now, as you can see, the first and third images were using the Canva template. Then what I did for that middle image was I just took the YouTube thumbnail, which by the way, again, was also created in Canva. I added a little GIF just to give it a little extra character, and that's how I created that little three picture little flow series. And I like actually creating the different flows, whether it be 2 images, 3 images, an animated thing that's a little bit longer. So it gives people time to actually be able to read everything versus just throwing up one image that only lasts 4 seconds and expecting like everybody to read all of that information, which is a common story mistake that I see. Be sure, if you haven't already, hit the bell and subscribe already, because on the next video in this series, I am going to be breaking down some of the most common mistakes that I see people make when using stories. You're not going to want to miss it. Now, if you're on the go, there's also a standalone Canva Stories app. I know it's available on iOS, not really for sure about Android, so don't hold me to that, Android users. App number 2, Story Swag. Now, I will say again, I know it's available on an iOS. I'm very much a die-hard Apple person. I use pretty much all Apple products, so I'm not really for sure again if this one is available on the Android app. But on this one, you can create animated stories, which is pretty cool. Now, once you open the app, you just pick what images that you want from your phone, from your camera roll. Then you click next, which is up at the top. And once you've got, once you're in there, you're also gonna see different templates that you can choose from, right under the little animated video. You can add filters, you can change colors, you can add text overlays, and even music. Once you're done playing around with it and you got it to your liking, all you do is save it to your phone, and bada bing, bada boom, you got a super cool story that isn't snooze fest. Now, I'm not a pro with this, but here is a little example of one that I did. App number 3 is Ripple. That's R-I-P-L. Now, it's another one that's similar to Story Swag, so it allows you to create basically little short animated videos. You can add music to it, get creative as you want, add your own logo if you have that. I will say that I'm not a pro, but here is a little example of something that I did a while back. No judging, okay? Now, the 4th app to create stellar standout stories. I don't know if you are on this train yet, but TikTok. Now, if I'm being honest, I'm on the app. I'm consuming some of the different TikToks. I don't know TikTok, what they call them, but anyways, I'm on there. I haven't created my own, but holy cow, some of these videos are so stinking cool, like this one.
Yo, man, I need that.
Dude, Will Smith, first of all, gotta love that dude. He is all over social, creates some of the coolest stuff, and that TikTok, I was blown away with that one. Now, whether you're using it to build your business, promote products, or just, wanting to do something different and fun when it comes to just showing the more personal side of you and your personality, here is another example. Now, what's super cool about TikTok is you can even go to other people's TikToks and save them, which is exactly what I did to show you those examples. So you can create a TikTok, use different effects and things like that, and then upload it to your Facebook stories or Instagram stories. Now, if I'm being totally honest, I do not know all of the ins and outs about TikTok, but I got you, boo, if you want to learn. So what I'm gonna do is in the description below, just be sure to check out all the goodness, because sometimes I put extra stuff in there that I don't even tell you that I do on video, but I am going to link to an in-depth TikTok tutorial from the Russian hammer herself, Nadia Melton, which you saw as example 2. And she is gonna tell you all about how to get super creative, how to use it so you can be off to the races. Now, the 5th app that you can use to create stellar standout stories, and this is another one that's one of my favorite, and it is CutStory. Have you ever gone into Instagram stories or Facebook stories and you are wanting to record a little tip, but you're constantly like looking down at the red that's going around in a circle to let you know that your time is about to be up? And then you find that you mess up and you're having to start all over, and it's just like, gosh, then you have these choppy Facebook stories or Instagram stories that just aren't really flowing together. This is where CutStory comes into play. So you can get out your handy dandy phone, put it on video, record the whatever you want to say, however long it is, and then what you can do is go into CutStory. What you're gonna do is open the app, then click on select video. You're gonna add which video you want to. Down at the bottom right-hand corner, it's gonna say add once you've selected it. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the down arrow in the lower, I think it's the right-hand corner, and you're gonna choose how you want to actually cut this video. So if you want to put it on Instagram stories, it allows you to cut that into 15-second clips. So you can take like a 40-second video and it automatically cuts it down into 15-second clips, or you can cut it for Facebook stories where it will process and cut it down in 20-second increments. Then what it does is it just processes it, it saves it to your phone, and then you can upload it to your stories, and it's like an automatic flow where it's not chopped off. When I discovered this app, I was like, this is genius, whoever created this. Like, thank you. Now again, be sure that you hit that bell, because if you're using stories, then you're gonna wanna make sure that you're not making these mistakes, which I'm gonna talk about in the next video. Now, I also wanna hear from you, so let me know, like, have you used any of these apps? Which ones are you gonna use? And do you have any of like really super cool apps for stories that, yeah, maybe I haven't mentioned? So let's chat about it. Throw it in the comments and let's talk. If you got some value from this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up. And while you wait on the next video, be sure to check out these other ones. Like down here, I've got an entire playlist all around just stories in general. And with that being said, I hope you have the most productive day, the most productive week, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.